again, my name is Alan Simonian. I am the president of the Berkeley Chamber. This year, when the thought was that the DDA and the Chamber should work even more closely together, I thought to myself, what would be the way to do that? I know, I'll become president of both. So the Chamber and the DDA have cooperated very closely this year. And we had one other problem when our previous executive director decided to leave and take a full-time job, actually in my office. We didn't know how to fill her shoes. And so we were looking at, we want to grow membership of the Berkeley Chamber at the same time that we want to expand the number of events that the Chamber does for the benefit of the membership. And so what we ended up doing is hiring two very capable individuals. We now have a executive director and membership director, Darlene Rothman, right over here. And we also have an events coordinator, Roseanne Nikolai, in the back of the room, right over there. So we are set to do great things and grow the Chamber beyond what it's even done before. And as we've seen from the events throughout the year, we are getting proven results. With no further delay, I would like to introduce our first speaker, which is our Honorable Mayor of the City of Berkeley, Mayor Phil O'Dwyer.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, residents of the City of Berkeley. In honoring a custom as old as government itself, it is my pleasant task to share with the residents of Berkeley an accounting of the accomplishments and the challenges of the past year, and to describe the current state of our city. To begin, I inherited from Mayor Stephan a vibrant, stable, and well-run city. I take this opportunity to thank her for her years of passionate leadership, her continuing wise counsel, and her enduring friendship. The City of Berkeley is blessed with wonderful assets. We have friendly neighborhoods along tree-lined streets, a walkable downtown, wonderful restaurants, and a frontage on one of America's most distinguished byways. But our greatest asset remains the character of our people. Their personal pride in their hometown is exceptional. We glimpse it through the extensive groups of volunteers that serve the many community commissions and boards and neighborhood organizations, and they do so with generosity and great energy. We saw it most powerfully several weeks ago when 70% of our voters chose to invest in our city, to protect the services they value, and to leverage our assets to further enhance the quality of our life. This signals great commitment to our city and confidence in its future. As mayor, I am inspired by this passion, thankful for their sacrifice, and proud of our shared values. These new funds will be used to replace what was lost through state-shared revenue cuts and property tax declines. It will help us repair part of the infrastructure that had to be deferred, and will allow us to replace worn-out equipment. The business community, too, invested heavily in our city in the past year. Along Woodward Avenue, Crispelli's and Vincetta Garage have opened thriving restaurants. Their respective success raised parking challenges that are being resolved. In the heart of the Coolidge collection is the new Atomic Dog restaurant. Now, this area of our town is experiencing renewed energy and increased foot traffic. Across from La Salette on Coolidge Highway, the SHW Architectural Group is expanding its footprint, hiring 25% more employees, and investing heavily in Berkeley. Countless other businesses have refurbished their premises, are maintaining beautiful floral arrangements, and contributing to the aesthetic beauty of our town. Such businesses set a standard that others are encouraged to emulate. The centerpiece of this year's accomplishments is the completion of the 12-mile Coolidge intersection. This venture was necessary to undertake, was finished on time, and completed on the budget. The city administration worked in cooperation with the DDA to make this possible. The finished product has been given widespread praise by our residents, and this makes the occasional hiccup in the preparation, planning, and execution of the project all worthwhile. I want to extend, however, my gratitude to the adjacent businesses that were inconvenienced while this project was being undertaken. Now, you will find in your car a dash that will have a speedometer, a gas gauge, an oil pressure gauge, among other instruments, to keep you informed about the functioning of your vehicle. So too, the city has a dashboard. Our dashboard is designed to provide information to our residents, essentially an ongoing picture of how things are going in town. It measures our performance in 4 general categories: fiscal stability, economic strength, public safety, and quality of life. In each category, the picture is bright. Our bond rating is AA with stable outlook, according to Frisch Rating Services. Our financial audits have been exemplary. Both violent and property crimes are down, and the quality of life in Berkeley continues to be exceptional. I would like to thank Berkeley City employees for the hard work that produced these results. We owe our greatest debt of gratitude to the servicemen and women at home and abroad who soldier under our flag. Our city has been touched by the loss of 2 soldiers in 2 succeeding years who played honored roles in our annual Cruise Fest parade. We recall today their names: Sergeant Matt Leash and Specialist Alex Knapp. Though they died in war, may they be in eternal peace. In the days ahead, please take a moment to thank soldiers that you know for their sacrifice and their service to our country. Woodward Avenue is a national treasure that is experiencing transformation. Several groups led by the Woodward Avenue Action Association have been actively and collaboratively working with the 11 cities that border Woodward Avenue. The 27 miles between Detroit and Pontiac are being transformed physically and functionally to meet the needs of future generations. 3 major components of that transformation are currently underway, and in time, these will become household expressions. First, the Complete Streets project that seeks to transform Woodward from the river to Pontiac into a complete, compatible, and integrated roadway for all modes of transportation. The second component is the Rapid Transit Alternative Analysis Project, commissioned to explore the best options for providing safe, reliable transit along the Woodward Corridor. The outcome of this process should include improved access to employment, education, and shopping opportunities, improved regional mobility and economic development in the form of jobs and private investments along the corridor. The third component is called the transit-oriented design for private and public development. Their goal is to facilitate the orderly planning for future development as new transit systems are introduced, with the intention of attracting new residents and new businesses. These projects are separate undertakings, but they are interrelated. These largely volunteer efforts are supported by state and federal dollars, although some businesses are beginning to make sizable donations to express their support for this general effort. Now, Berkeley is well represented in each of these projects. I am thankful for the contribution of members of City Council, members of the Planning Commission, members of the Environmental Committee, and our city administration. This regional undertaking is enriched by their council. Our challenge going forward is to blend our multimodal transportation plan with emerging developments along Woodward Avenue so that our residents are well served. We stand today at an interesting point in history. Significant value-driven changes are emerging across the generations. Growing sensitivity to protecting the environment is causing lifestyle modifications. The era of unbridled consumerism is likely to soften and be replaced with healthier, simpler, and environmentally friendlier choices. Such social changes create uneasy challenges as they evolve. Enshrined thinking patterns do not yield easily to new thoughts. It is our challenge as community leaders to understand this paradigm shift and ultimately help design how it unfolds. Even amid the challenges of revenue constraints, opportunities abound. We must be creative and collaborative, managing our affairs wisely while coming to the table with other communities eager to explore what is possible. We must learn new ways to deliver needed services and join hands with our school district, which has the crucial task of educating our children. The Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw once noted, "Some men see things that are and say why, but I dream dreams of things that never were and say why not." In the years ahead, the task will be to balance our existing needs with the dreams and possibilities that are evolving in our city and throughout this region. The city of Berkeley is ready for this challenge. Its finances are solid, its management and employees are dedicated, and its people care. Thank you very much.
Berkeley Chamber of Commerce for providing this opportunity for us to speak today about our favorite piece of the pie. And welcome to all of you here. I would like to quote Al Ackerman, that favorite spokesman, who said, "Bless you, boys." They did it last night and did it in great form. I too have a few supporters here: Mayor Pro Tem Olsman, Commissioner Jenks, City Manager Alex Alley, Steve Fairman, Public Safety Director, and Nancy Wallman, our Recreation Department. So we're happy to be here with you. And Ann Haig, our librarian. She was right here. I missed her. Sorry about that. You know, it seems like about a year ago, I was standing up here bragging about some of the things that in the wonderful city of Huntington Woods. Now, even though it may sound like I'm repeating myself, I'd like to take you for just a few minutes about a few more things that we're very proud of in our city. In 2005, that's a long time ago, Relocate America, that's a firm that helps people when they're moving into a new area, what kind of houses do they want, what kind of things they want in their city, what are the attributes that a city has. They said that Huntington Woods was the 9th best city in the United States in which to live. Well, we were proud of that, but then just recently, we flash forward to 2012, the Coldwell Banker real estate. These real estate people seem to be good about finding out things. As part of their, I had an ongoing series which they said is the best place for whoever to live, whether it's a suburbanite or somebody that's interested in the arts or whatever. They got about 5 of these going, and they named Huntington Woods the 10th best suburban city in the United States in which to live. Yeah, I guess I can tolerate a drop from 9 to 10. That's not bad. But in this most recent evaluation, about 11,000 suburban communities around the country, American suburbs, were ranked on a series of 20 different attributes they look for, such as schools, which we really love, safety, housing stock, care of property, proximity to downtowns, walkability, and other amenities. And on a scale of 1,000, Huntington Woods was ranked 962, which is not bad. With 2 cities in the top 10, East Grand Rapids is 8th. I think Michigan should be very, very proud. They were very, very well represented. And as I've said before, it's always rewarding to be recognized by someone else about things that we've known for a long time. Another sense of pride is that Huntington Woods was chosen by S.C. Johnson Company to represent Michigan in the 50-state $100,000 Green Challenge program. Now, in this program, the city which across the country but has the highest reported, and that's a key word, reported recycling effort between July and December of 2012 will be given a $100,000 grant to be used to further recycling efforts and awareness in their city. Not only do you have to say, yes, I recycle, but you have to report it to them each time. And you get points, and the points can be used for purchasing of items at a discounted price. And as of last report, I haven't heard a more recent one, we were in 2nd place, but closing in on the lead. I'm sure several of you know about the many projects that the Huntington Woods Men's Club supports in our city. They try to direct their efforts to projects that the city wants to do but doesn't have the funds to do them. The list is long, and over the last 25 years, they've given about $1.5 million to projects within the city. Just a recent example was the 4th of July fireworks over Rackham. I'm sure many of you have seen them and enjoyed them. Well, total cost of that's about $14,000. And with the tight budget, it's one of those kind of things that the city says, well, I don't know if we can really do that. But the men's club came forward and says, we'll help, we'll make it possible. So they switched their tax raffle, which they used to hold in the 4th of July celebration, they still do, but they switched that from the tax raffle to the fireworks raffle. And so they're making significant contributions to that. However, this year we had another interesting and interested group. These happen to be mostly runners. Proposed that a fun run be held with the proceeds to go to augment the fireworks raffle. Well, with the help of Mr. Ed Kozloff, I don't know how many of you know Ed Kozloff, but he is sort of Mr. Run in this part of the world. We organized Run, Walk, Boom. I thought it was an interesting name. And in that run, we generated about $10,000. So for the first event of its kind, that was really pretty good. So you add that to the tax raffle, the fireworks raffle, and the fireworks were paid for. We're very proud of that. The people that worked on that committee, Ed Kozloff, Alex Cooper, Alice Marr, Ben Fallick, Howard Bosworth, Mike Tripp, Kim Tarnapol, Mary Gustafson, and Alex Alley. You know, Alex was a runner. Maybe he still is. I don't know. He's slowing down a bit, but that's okay. Now, you think about infrastructure. Most cities in a maturing area like we have to keep working to keep their infrastructure up to speed so that everybody else in the community is happy and that the city or the organization remains viable. And I don't think we're an exception to that. About 4 years ago, we developed a program to once again evaluate all the needs of our streets and the water, sewer systems, the infrastructure, and then provide adequate funding to do the work. We estimated the total cost to be on the order of $15 million. And due to our excellent bond rating, well, the people said, that's a good idea, let's do it. And if you talk to them in a way that they understand, they'll support you. And they have done it with the schools as well, we know that. But due to our excellent bond rating, which is AA+, one of the few small cities that attains that, we were able to secure some very interesting, very favorable interest rates. Maybe I need the things up in front so I can see better to read the words, you know, the prompters, teleprompters, that's the word. Due to the concerns of arbitrage, we could only sell half the bonds at a time because we couldn't use them up fast enough. So we did about half. Those funds are nearly consumed by the first phase of the program, and our one on the other side, like our project on Huntington Road last year, was recognized by the Michigan chapter of the American Public Works Association as the best road project in the area. Again, it's nice to be recognized. Well, we recently went through the selling process for the remaining bonds to be able to finish the program, and we were very successful in getting good bond rates. It was about 2.65%, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we have had to use a significant portion of the funds to repave Coolidge. I know you've probably all noticed that Coolidge has been repaved. I believe I discussed the Coolidge program with you the last time we talked. Well, this time when we did the road, we're starting to bottom up. All the underground utilities were replaced and the road was rebuilt above it. This time, we got a good contractor, the same one's been doing the work interior of the city, and a good engineering firm, and ended up with a great job, one which I'm sure we'll all appreciate for many, many years. Now, as you know, we had a lawsuit with the engineering firm of the earlier resurfacing job. We're still at it. And as you may know, we won our case in Oakland County Circuit Court, but lost on an appeal from the engineering firm. We're seeking permission to appeal, or we've asked to appeal to the Supreme Court. Now, being a layman, I have some difficulty in understanding how the fact that we did not get what we paid for by the actions of the engineering firm, it's just not plain. Why didn't that work? By my understanding, they violated the contract and are responsible, not the residents of the city of Huntington Woods. It seems like our presentation in the appeals court did not meet their requirements. And then, this is my commissioner here is going to get unhappy when I say this, but it makes me think about our legal system that form is more important than substance, and that's a worry to me. But we do await the appeals court decision whether to hear the appeal or not. A word about green efforts. Huntington Woods is a member of the Michigan Suburbs Alliance, an organization which is dedicated to improve the status of Michigan cities which are suburbs of large cities, and in our case, Detroit. One of the programs the MSA is ongoing is the Regional Energy Office. One of its projects is to help residents get energy audits on their home and get recommendations as to how to improve their energy usage in their homes. We have several residents that had this audit done, and I think we'll see more. Another program is to help cities do projects that reduce energy usage. The objective is to provide very low-cost loans for these projects, and we have two. One project is to cover the stained glass windows at each end of our library with thermally efficient windows. I guess I would call them good storm windows, but they're new terms, you know. Another project was to place solar panels on the roof of the recreation center. The electrical outputs of these panels are used to offset the power consumption of the center. And the objective then is to pay back the cost of these projects with savings created by the addition. Now, public services is something that everybody worries about, you know, but I think we're fortunate we have an excellent public safety department. In fact, we are one of the few departments in the state that has received the CALEA Award. That's the Commission on Accreditation of Law Enforcement Agencies. We're probably the smallest city in the state that has. That award is given to agencies that demonstrate through their policies, procedure, and the reporting of what they're doing, and they have to meet a very rigorous set of requirements. And we just recently received the second renewal of that award. Is that correct? See? Right. Our Department of Public Works, though minimally staffed, continues to provide excellent service to our residents. I think the green challenge I mentioned earlier and the excellent overseeing of the Coolidge and local street rebuilding are just good examples of what they've done. Both our recreation department and library are extremely well operated and contribute greatly to the excellence of our city life. Burton School is Burton School. Simply one of the best in the state. I give it lots of credit to its performance, to the fact that we were about the only city in southeast Michigan to actually go up in population in the 2010 census. New residents usually, almost always, will cite the school as one of the main reasons why they come. So we're very proud of what Berkeley School does for us at Burton. Now, financial stuff, we could go on forever, but just a couple of points. We've had an unqualified audit for 25 years in succession. We received national recognition for financial reporting and the comprehensive annual audit finance statement. And we're one of the smallest cities in the Michigan with the AA+ bond rating. And we have reduced staffing levels by about 20% in 10 years to meet budget requirements without reduction of service. So, sum up, if I sound a little proud, so be it, because I am. We continue to be a great place to live, to play, and raise and educate one's family. With reports like Caldwell Banker's, other people know now also. While we're proud of the low interest rate on the recent bond sale, 2.65%, you know, that can create a bit of a problem in itself, because we're receiving very little income on our investments, which probably they're paying less than 2.65%. But neither of those are those people who hold our retirement accounts, or retirement people. As a result, we are actuarially speaking underfunded in these programs. And with our basic income, which you all know is property taxes, and they've been limited by voter-approved Headley and Prop A measures, they're just not helping us catch up in a quick fashion. I guess it's just a reminder that we all voted for that. You have to be careful what you vote for. I also want to give a huge thank you to all our hardworking staff, from our outstanding city manager, Alex Sally, all the way down to the part-time instructors in the rec department. I'm very proud of them all. I think financial matters will continue to be a major challenge for all cities as we move forward. And I thank you all for coming to hear us brag a little bit, and I will leave you with, go Tigers!
It's indeed an honor to be speaking before all of you. Let me also make just a few introductions of people who are instrumental to the great operation of our school district. With us today is Deputy Superintendent Larry Gallagher, Assistant Superintendent Mary Beth Fitzpatrick, Director of Schools and HR Chris Sandoval, our Communications Supervisor Jessica Stilger, and Lori Suarez, who works closely with me but really runs the whole place. So, we also have with us three board members, Mary Jo Israel, Cheryl Stoddard, and Ron Justice. And if you know anything about schools, you know that it starts at the top, and the top is the community, and next comes the board. And if you don't have a high-functioning board, you don't have high-functioning schools. and we are blessed with great board members. They're my bosses too, so. Want to thank the mayors, the city councils, the city managers, and the Berkeley Area Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to speak today and update you on the status of the Berkeley School District. In my remarks, I'd like to cover 3 areas. 1, where we are now, and I'll give you a little data. 2, where we're going, and then the 3rd area is looming obstacles and challenges. So, where we are now, the state of our schools is great, and it's getting better. Let me give you some data to support that. 84% of Berkeley High School students who applied to Michigan State University got in. That's huge. 84% of Berkeley High School students who applied to the University of Michigan got in. Also huge. 100% of Berkeley High School students who applied to Kalamazoo College got in. In the world, now listen to this now, in the world, if you think of the population of the world and the number of sophomores in that population, sophomores in high school, and you think of how many of those sophomores could take AP Economics, unlimited, nearly. The Berkeley High School, 3.25%, let me back up. This is so good, I struggle with it. As a matter of fact, when I heard it, my first reaction was, is that right? That can't be right. So here's the stat. 3.25% of sophomores globally, so 3.25% of sophomores globally who took the AP Economics test last year were at Berkeley High School. Think about that for a minute. Berkeley High School continues to be a Newsweek Public Elite School, a Washington Post Public Elite School. We are one of 564 public schools nationwide who are a member of NACAC. NACAC is the National Association of College Admissions Counselors. You say, why are you a member of that? Well, our counselors get to establish relationships with college admissions counselors across the country, and that helps us when students go to apply, because they've got a relationship with those counselors, and it helps our kids get in. So that's big. We continue to offer 21 AP classes. We are one of 2 high schools in the state offering Calculus 3. Calculus 3 is typically a 3rd-year college class if you take it at all. I won't ask, I thought about this, but I won't ask a show of hands how many people took Calculus 3 in college. I would not raise my hand, I'll tell you that. So one of 2 high schools offering Calculus 3 in the state. We're the only high school in the state offering 2 Syracuse University courses. Our writing course, Project Advance, and the Calc 3. Our class of 2012 earned $4.5 million in scholarships last year. Our students over the last 4 years have been accepted at Yale, Harvard, Georgetown, Duke, Johns Hopkins, Cal Berkeley, UPenn, Cornell, Mount Holyoke, McGill, the Naval Academy, West Point, Notre Dame. Mr. Mayor, we put that in for you. And so far, none at LSU. I'm an LSU grad, so we're trying to crack that nut. What that tells me is LSU is more exclusive than all those other schools. So that's the right answer. But the thing to know is that doesn't start at the high school. We don't get kids at the high school and magically we have this curriculum and things go. This starts much, much younger. To give you an example of that, at Anderson Middle School, 158 students today are taking high school credit classes. So 158 of those middle school students are taking either algebra, geometry, Spanish 1, or Spanish 2. At Norup International School, 203 students are taking high school credit classes. Those aren't all 8th graders, by the way. Some 7th graders are taking high school credits, some 6th graders. Some 5th graders in our district go to middle school for class. So they're advanced. We want to accelerate them. We don't want to slow them down. So they actually go to the middle school for a math class or a science class and then go back to their elementary school because socially that's where they should be. And again, we have some 8th graders going to BHS for classes. So the message really is wherever a student wants to go, whatever they want to do, we can help them get there as a school district. And we do that because we've got great support from the community, our parents, people who don't have kids in the schools, our city officials, and the whole range of folks. So that's an update on where we are. Here's where we're going. You'll see a continued push for a rigorous curriculum at all levels. So I think what we're doing now is great, but what I worry about is how many other students could be advanced or could be doing more, but they may not be being pushed from home or somewhere else. So it's our job to push them and get them where they need to go. We'll continue to focus on the whole child. There are 106 members of the Berkeley High School Band this year. That is the highest it's been in anyone's memory that I talked to. And that is testimony to, it's not just academics, it's the whole thing. We still offer AP Studio Art. We'll continue with our drama program. We'll look to do more student volunteerism. We're looking at how we put more students into National Honor Society and Junior National Honor Society, which are programs that rely not just on academics, but on character and volunteerism. We're also going to look for more community involvement. On our opening day this year, we invited the mayors, the city councils, the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary, and others to come and join us on opening day, which is very, very unusual. But the message to the community was, the schools can't do it without you. And the message to the teachers and administrators and everyone else is, we need them to get it done. We're in a partnership here, and we really have to look for more opportunities for that. An example of that is the Rotary Club has been working with Anderson Middle School on a couple initiatives. The Chamber is working with us on a dinner and play promotion for the school's first high school play, Guys and Dolls, coming up. And we've got a meeting scheduled with the city on how to leverage each other and things that we are doing in common that may not make sense to duplicate. An example of that is community ed and sort of the enrichment classes after school and after work. So we'll work on that. We also, as a district, I think we need to do a better job communicating, and that is specifically how well our students do. And just a quick story. I was at a Berkeley community event, and it wasn't a community event, it was just a neighborhood gathering of people. I was invited by someone, and I talked to a gentleman there who has a 4th grader and a 2nd grader in our schools, and he said, my 4th grader is really bright, and you guys will take care of her, I have no doubt. He said, my 2nd grader is an off-the-charts genius, so I've got to send him to private school. And I said, why would you send him to private school? He said, because they can do more for him. I went through that list that I went through with you, and he said, I didn't know that. And so, that's not his fault, that's our fault. We've got to do a better job communicating what we have to offer. I've heard people say we offer a champagne curriculum on a beer budget. You can't really explain that to kids, though. So, but we will continue to look for ways to leverage what we do, and in light of, or in spite of the cuts that we seem to continue to get, and that leads us to our challenges. As a district, our big challenges are with people that I think ought to be supporting us, and those are the state and the state legislator and the governor. The governor has commissioned the Oxford Foundation. It's a group of very few people, non-governmental, so they're not subject to open government laws or FOIA Act or anything like that. And their job is essentially to rewrite Proposal A, which is how schools are funded. The person leading it is a John Engler appointee in his administration who loved vouchers and wanted to get a voucher system passed. And so we don't know what they're going to come out with because we're not privy to it. We're just the people that are impacted by it. And so that is a challenge for us, and we're going to have to stay on top of that and look for that, and all of you should too. Excuse me. We're going to continue to face unfunded mandates from the state. Quick example is merit pay. They mandate that we have to do merit pay with teachers in spite of the fact that there's not a single shred of data that says merit pay has worked anywhere. I heard Diane Ravitch, who's a nationally known speaker, talk, and she said that in Tennessee they did a test of merit pay, and they took 2 schools, exactly the same demographics. They paid one set of teachers $15,000 bonus if you increase student performance. They didn't pay the other teachers at the other school any bonus. The results were exactly the same. There was no impact of that $15,000. So the study's author, who was in favor of merit pay, said maybe next time we need to offer $20,000. So those continue to be challenges when you have people thinking like that. The reason merit pay doesn't work for teachers, by the way, is teachers are not driven by pay. they want to be paid well, and they should be paid well, but what they're driven by is doing the right thing. And if there were a better way to do it, they'd already do it. They wouldn't be waiting around for someone to pay them to do it. So this is, again, challenges that we face. And again, this ties into that continuing erosion of local control. To me, this is a democratic, not little d, democratic issue. This is what this government or what this country is founded on is local control of what goes on. And when they usurp authority from our local school board, they impact everyone in this room. And so those are challenges we face. The other big challenge is this June, our general operating millage, which we use to fund what we do every day, expires. And it is so we need to get that renewed. It's not going to be a tax increase, it'll be a renewal. We need everyone's support for that, because if we were to put that on a ballot and it goes down, that's about 7.5% of our funding for what goes on in schools. So we cannot afford to have that go down, and we'll be talking more about that. A year after that, our sinking fund millage expires as well. And so look for some news from us on that. We need to figure out how we approach getting both of those renewed, because they are key to what we do. So to wrap up, the state of our schools by any measure, any way you measure us, is great and getting better. We've got some challenges we'll need your help with, but we want to continue to look for ways to partner with the city and businesses and do everything we can to help our students succeed. When you're out there and you're in other places, or you're talking to relatives out of state or wherever, you can speak with pride about the Berkeley School District, what we do for students and what our students do. So again, thank you for allowing me to speak, and thank you for your time and attention.
I've been involved with the Berkeley DDA for a number of years, and I have to say that what is most amazing to me is that the members on the board of the DDA have the opportunity to learn how government works, and the city officials and city management get to learn through working with the DDA how business works. And I'm very honored and very fortunate that three of the key people that I work with, Jane Bestacessa, our city manager, Derek Schuler, our Public Works, and also, what's that third one? No, what was it? There was actually a third person I was thinking of. Oh, David Sabuda. David Sabuda, our finance director. All of which have made it very easy to work with in order to get the job done. We have had a lot of ups and downs with the DDA, but I think our biggest success this past year has been the completion of the 12-mile and Coolidge intersection. This is an example of the DDA working very closely with the city, and a true partnership on sharing the expense and getting the job done. And as our mayor had alluded to, it was done on time and under budget. And I have to say, based on the response I got on my Facebook, it was the most successful thing that I've ever posted on Facebook, let alone DDA projects. So we're very pleased with how that turned out, and we look to do more things that are partnered with our city. What are we working on now? Currently, we are looking at a wayfinder study to determine if all the street signs and signage in the downtown district is at an appropriate level. Through the Planning Commission, we are working on a Coolidge traffic study so that we can determine exactly what makes sense, both from a safety perspective, but also for the businesses on Coolidge. In addition, I am very pleased that we've got a new group, the Coolidge Collection, which is led by Maureen Popkin over there, who has been doing a great job of gently prodding the DDA to get things done on Coolidge. And I'm welcoming their input. I wish they would become DDA board members, but you know, can't have everything. Okay, all right. The DDA is also participating at a new level in involvement in the community. We are a key sponsor for the Holiday Lights Parade. Santa's Sleigh, for example, is going to be our sponsorship. And we are currently in process of updating our website and going door to door to the businesses, surveying them as to what their priorities are for the Downtown Development Authority. What are our plans for 2013? I like to have some kind of way of remembering what those plans are, so I've got the 3 F's this year. The first one is flowers. We have talked about flowers a lot over the last few years. And in honor of our former mayor, I will tell you that flowers are our #1 priority for 2013. And what I mean by that is literally the plantscape of 12 Mile and Coolidge. Whether they be hanging flower pots or whether they be concrete pots in the ground, we are going to move forward with a significant investment in the landscape of the 12 Mile and Coolidge Downtown District for 2013. The second F is facade improvements. This is something that we have looked at before and we intend on moving forward with so that we can offer some kind of incentive for businesses to improve their facades in the downtown district. And then the third F is farmers market. We have had a lot of interest from businesses to establish a farmers market. And we have finally gotten to a point where we actually have made plans to do so and got approval from the city. And at the same time, independent business owner has developed a small farm stand in the downtown district. We are looking at how ways we can work with that business and expand that. And we are looking at what makes sense to include in that farmers market. And moving forward in 2013, we are planning a regularly scheduled farmers market to cooperate with the local businesses. And we're very excited about that. Other ideas that have come to fruition and that we're looking at for 2013 is pursuing a green initiative with recycling waste receptacles, with bike racks, both in cooperation with the city. We're looking at painted murals on walls similar to other cities nearby so that we can beautify the downtown area. Our next parking lot project, much smaller than what we've done in the past, but something that would be on our priority list and that would help us establish more parking areas in the downtown area. And then finally, recognizing the Coolidge priority, that we treat Coolidge with equal respect that we treat 12 Mile in the downtown district, and that when we establish the same landscapes that we put in 12 Mile, we put on Coolidge. So we've got a long list, but we've got a great board. We've got some great new board members and excitement, and we're looking forward to 2013 being our most productive year ever, and our continual cooperation with the Chamber and the city, and I thank you very much for your time.
I want to thank everyone for coming here, and if everyone noticed, we have the directories on the table. If you could take one, this is put out by the Chamber, and if you need more in your buildings, let us know, because these are directories of all the members that were in the Chamber as of 2011. And one thing that I'm asked quite often is it's Berkeley is the Berkeley Area Chamber, and it's Berkeley and Huntington Woods, and I know people have come up to me, businesses in Huntington Woods, and didn't know that they're part of this chamber. So that's kind of an enlightening thing since I've taken the position to educate that the Berkeley area is both cities here. And the Berkeley Area Chamber is growing and it's vibrant. Our main objective is really to help increase revenue and draw more people to the area, and it's working, and we're seeing this happening every day now. We're thrilled to see several new businesses in the area. They have found that we're an inviting business area, and seeing the new members join in the chamber, we have talked to them why they're coming here. It's a very welcoming community, and so it's because of everyone here. They're also enhancing the city. They're bringing new customers and new attention to the city, and we're happy that the economic times are on the rise, and so things are growing, and it's helping everyone here in the room. Starting this year, we have chamber chats the third Friday of every month. We had one this morning at Coffee Beanery, and those have been on the rise for lots of different reasons. The chamber is growing, the businesses are growing. There's just an excitement in the air of what's happening. So everyone's welcome to come join us at the chamber chats. Things are really happening. We're there, members are there, potential members are there, and they're networking and growing their business, and business transactions are happening at these meetings. And the buzz is good, it's going around, and in fact, some of the businesses that want to host it feel that they're not big enough to host it. And in the summer, we worked around that because we could do some partially inside, partially outside. Again, just like we mentioned earlier with the park on Woodward, it's a good problem to have, and so we're not worried about that. The businesses that host these chats are really reaping a lot of benefits from that. They're bringing in people to the businesses that may never have been in their business before. They might not have known what their business was and didn't have a reason to come in. They come in, they find out what's going on, and then they're branching off and talking to people outside the meeting. So the word of mouth from that is continuing on. And again, business transactions are happening at these meetings. We have several stories. Literally, Kurt Service was at I think it's your first meeting, and it was at June Moon, and he walked off with car keys to fix the car. So literally, things are happening at the meetings. And we also help market. That's a lot of what the chamber is doing is marketing. And so we do Facebook and Twitter, and we have e-blasts that go out. And so we're marketing not only the chamber chats, but events that we have going on, and your events that are going on throughout the city. So everyone is connecting, checking in to see what's going on, because we're kind of a mouthpiece for what things are happening in the city. We've initiated a new ambassador team, and that's going to help welcome the new members. There had been one in the past, but I guess it kind of dwindled down. So we've got some new members that wanted to start the welcome committee back again, and so that's going to cause an even more close-knit connection with our members. There were two new marketing initiatives that happened this year that we were excited about. And we're continuing to enhance our partnership with the Berkeley School District, and we're thrilled about what's happening. Not only are they chamber members, they're the largest employer in the city, and that's important to everyone here, and it's important to us to have such a vibrant school district. We know that having a highly respected and successful school district is vital to the strength of all of our communities. I met with Superintendent Dennis McDavid and Assistant Superintendent Mary Beth Fitzpatrick, and we discussed strengthening the bond between the chamber and the school district, and voila, the concept of the welcome back package came out. And Dennis mentioned that he had, for all of the school district employees, was over 600. We had 750 packets. We thought we had larger employee base there, which is good. And so every employee, it was teachers, custodians, parapros, anyone connected with the school district got one of these bags. Kurt Service donated these recyclable bags, and we put the word out to the businesses in the area if they'd like to offer something special to this particular group in the school district, and there was great success with that. So they made special offers that went in this packet, and it was well received by all that got them. and the businesses as another avenue to talk to actually a base of employees who basically can't leave their building but are using the services in their area. So we're going to continue doing that. And so everyone thought that was a great idea, and we'll continue. The other successful initiative was the Cruise Fest goodie bags, and we were asked to approach the businesses in the area. There's 400 cars that go down the parade during Cruise Fest, and Northern Auto Repair donated the bags for that. And again, we talked to the local businesses if they wanted to put something to advertise or market their business to 400 people that are coming to the city to help them come back to the city again. And so that went over well too. So we're looking at different ways to market the businesses in the area. New ways that the chamber is growing. We're trying to increase the home-based businesses, especially with Huntington Woods' very few business frontage businesses. So I've been talking to people who have a home business to become more involved in the chamber, because it's a great networking opportunity. It's a great way for them to get exposure to their business, and it's a win situation. And so that's been on the increase. Community groups have also been joining the chamber. They found it's helpful in marketing their programs out to the business world. And in turn, by having these community organizations, the businesses are able to have a reach to the community and the residents that live in the area. So it's a win-win situation that everyone's kind of learning more about what each one's doing, so that the activities in the city are growing and the businesses are growing. And also there's more nonprofits that have come into the area, and those have been on the increase of joining the membership. The Berkeley Area Chamber is growing, and it's in part because of everyone that's here today. And there's many factors because of the strong communities that we have here, and we're lucky to have key components. We have successful businesses that are continuing to grow. We have highly rated schools that attract excellent staff and draw and retain residents in the area. We have city officials and employees that look out for the best interests of the community, and residents that are very involved and greatly support the community. Several of you have encouraged businesses to join the chamber, and we appreciate that support, and we will look for your support and back and forth with that. It's also become, like I said, very active and vibrant, and it's due to the partnerships that we are continuing to develop. We have two special awards to present today. The decision for these awards is very difficult because we could only choose one winner, and we had some very strong candidates for these awards. So if a business was not a winner this year, please submit nominations for these businesses again, because it was very close, and we wish we could give out more than one award this year. The term community really exemplifies who the winners were, and really what the business community and the residents, everyone working together, it's really substantial in this area. The business person, I'm going to do the business person of the year first. This person has been involved for many years in community events. Not only are they a Berkeley business owner for 5 years, they've been highly involved with many events and organizations. I'm just going to list some of the things that were noted. They chair the Berkeley Holiday Parade. They help organize and orchestrate the Dream Cruise merchandise, which raises funds for many Berkeley organizations. Longtime member and past officer of the Berkeley Junior Women's Club. They organize many kids' activities for the Berkeley Parks and Rec. Donate baskets and gift certificates to the PTA, the Tin Can Auction, the library, and really shows the sense of community, being the Berkeley resident and a business owner. And in addition to the award, Senator John Papageorge was not able to be here, and there's a special tribute that has been given. And so if we can give a round of applause to Cinda Kuhn, who's the co-owner of Lunch Cafe. Who didn't have a name tag because we just knew she was going to be here. And also have her share this award with her husband, Mark, who's also quite involved in the community and with the Lunch Cafe. And here's this.
That's him up there.
Mark, you can stand up.
Thank you. Can I take to say something?
If you want.
If I want to. Well, thank you very much. This came as quite a surprise, almost as big a surprise as me catering my own 50th birthday party. They thought that was real funny, too. I love this community. My husband and I moved here 25 years ago. And I knew I wanted to get involved. I'm going to get choked up. Him and I have been involved for at least 22 years. I opened my door of my business after almost losing my life. This kind of came knocking at my door, and I knew that I needed a new start. He was planning my funeral. Huge thank you to all my friends. Sue. You're huge. She knows it. I rope her in everything. She volunteers for everything with me. Stop, Cindy, stop. My daughter, my pride and joy. She is my right hand at the cafe now. For those of you that don't know, I own the Lunch Cafe. Come visit us. We're a pretty good joint. I have been involved with the Berkeley Junior Women's Club for, like I said, 22 years, 23 years. I love what I do. I love this community. I, as a business owner, love the businesses. I promote these businesses here. We have such a gold mine here, we really do. I love I love our residents to pieces. All my neighbors, everything. They're wonderful. It's a wonderful community. No, we're not Royal Oak. We don't want to be Royal Oak. We don't want to be fashionable Ferndale. Don't want to be that, okay? We're Berkeley. We're Berkeley. We are just a golden gem, and we, diamond doesn't even come close to saying it, but thank you very, very much. Thank you to all my friends that are in the juniors who have they're part of my family. Everybody, thank you so much.
The Business of the Year award goes to a business that's incorporated community support and involvement in the fabric of their business. They've been extremely helpful in both volunteering in numerous activities and financially supporting community events. And I'm going to list some of them. It sounds like it's all of them, but I don't think we captured everything. Financially supporting with the Chamber, the Berkeley Cruise Fest, the Chamber Pub Crawl, the golf outing, and this event, the State of the City. Volunteer support. They leading the newly formed ambassador team. At Art Bash, they had a mini golf activity at their booth. They had a booth at Art Bash. They also help donated items for the school packets and help pack the school 750 packets. Citywide, they have been the main sponsor for Summerfest and Winterfest, sponsored the Berkeley Library Summer Reading Program, help with the senior Christmas dinner, Winterfest, Senior Day, second graders at Rogers Elementary School through their community walk, sponsored Parks and Rec ads in the Berkeley Buzz, had their logos put on the summer t-shirts, helped plant flowers on Coolidge, and let's give another round of applause to Tamara Powell and Telecom Credit Union and Derek. And Derek with her from Telecom is the VP of Operations.
Yes.
So,
Thank you. Just wanted to briefly thank everyone for this prestigious award given to us from the community. I would say I'm the branch manager of Telecom Credit Union, and it does mean nothing but great pleasure to continue just to be working in the community. I've met a lot of great people through my community work, as well as I'm very proud to be part of an organization that has the ability to give back to the community. You all know we've been here for about 5.5 years, and when we first took over the credit union, we were not welcome, but we've been through a lot of great challenges, and we're very grateful that I see a lot of people in here that come in the credit union, and we're very, very grateful for your business. So I just want to thank you all for continuing to support us. We do love giving back to the community, and we will continue to give back to the community. Thank you.
As a final note, I want to thank our sponsors for the State of City Luncheon, Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union, Oakland Community College, and our Business of the Year, Telecom Credit Union. I thank you all for your time. I promise you next year we're going to keep a tighter schedule and get you out of here a little earlier. Thank you for your patience, and thank you again. Have a great day.